your good buddy, like one of your favorite people in the world, is Andrew Cuomo. You
No,
love this guy. You are a fanboy. It's embarrassing the
no.
abusive praise you give to Cuomo. You got to stop it. All right. So Andrew Cuomo is racist. Eric Adams winning strategy. Now, before we go on, Adams has pulled a gambit himself. He dropped out of the Democratic Party, primary, said he's going to run as an independent. Cuomo was leading. What do you make of that move?
Well, so look, from a political strategy standpoint, I think he should have stuck around the Democratic race,
Mm-hmm,
just to get in there and then run on the independent line anyway. I think he would
mm-hmm,
have been fine doing that. But I think that he has a shot at winning this race because if Cuomo can be beat in the Democrat primary, if the left or the liberals uh, start to coalesce around one candidate. They got the Zoran guy. They have a few others that are potentials. But that being said, Cuomo is the outright favorite to be the Democratic nominee. And so if that's the case, you got a three-way race. You got Cuomo in the Democratic line. You got Adams as an independent with the name recognition and the bully pulpit, and you have Curtis Lewa, the Guardian Angels founder, on the Republican line. I
mm-hmm.
think that because Adams is such a centrist Democrat, a really law and order Democrat, former police officer, he can pull away a lot of the Republican voters onto an independent line that wouldn't vote on a Democrat line. And I think that a lot of people are disenthused with Andrew Cuomo. And this article actually by M. Thomas Nast and Rick LaRiviere. And M. Thomas Nast, who is a friend of mine and a journalist up in New York. Everybody thinks that I'm him, but I'm not. He wrote this and he came up with this idea about the line of attack based on the historical record that Andrew Cuomo is a racist. Why? Because every time the Democratic Party chooses their favorite white boy over the black politician that's the incumbent when they want to put him in. First, it started with Carl McCall, who was a very excellent comptroller in the state of New York, and he ran for governor, and he was a great public servant. He would have, may very well have beaten George Pataki back in 2002 had Andrew Cuomo not had such a bloody primary with him. And it got so bad in the primary, your favorite president, Bill Clinton, had to talk Andrew Cuomo down in 2002 and say, listen, just get out of the race and let Carl McCall have it. It was just that bloody of a race. And still, 23 years later, there are people in New York City that remember that primary, black people especially, that will never trust Andrew Cuomo for that. But lightning didn't strike once. It struck twice with David Patterson, who's a staunch supporter of Eric Adams to date. And David Patterson was ushered out by the Cuomo mob when Cuomo was the attorney general. They launched this investigation against him, which was all bogus, we found out. But it was centered around Yankees tickets and sexual harassment claims. And if anybody's ever met David Patterson, I have the honor of meeting David Patterson on many occasions. He's one of the most humble men you ever meet. He's not the type of person that that any type of these allegations would stick to. But it was all politics, and the person doing the investigation was Andrew Cuomo. So he forced Patterson out to get that Spitzer spot when Spitzer went down
All
in New
right.
York. That's how he became the
I
governor.
think you're
The
getting
third
in
time,
your.
lightning strikes three times with Eric Adams. The third strike of lightning now is they're going after he's got the Democratic Party that 2 years ago chased him out or 3 years ago, whatever it was, chased him out for being handsy with his staff. Now they're all coming back in and saying, oh, he's the best thing since sliced bread. Let's get our favorite white boy in there and make him the mayor of the city of New York. It's a pattern. It's a pattern he has to answer for.
All right. He was run out because of all the scandals related to COVID, and that was the
Well,
knockout.
me
Hold
too
on,
as well.
you went on for 5 minutes. Come on.
Me
Uh,
too.
so the sexual harassment stuff was like the last left hook that ended him. But had that been the only thing, he would have stuck around. It was the COVID stuff. Um, there is history on a politician, especially an incumbent politician, doing what Adams did. Joe Lieberman, I think it was 2004, because he voted for the Iraq War, had zero chance in the Democratic primary. So he ran as an independent, And Republicans loved that guy, so he cleaned up in the general election and kept his seat. Lisa Murkowski in Alaska did something similar. She ran as a write-in and won overwhelmingly. Um, but the difference is Murkowski in particular was an institution in Alaska, and Lieberman basically also an institution. Adams is a first-term politician. It's definitely a sign of political weakness if
No.
you got to jump out of the primary and go independent. He could pull it off. He's not the only one. As far as this calling Cuomo a racist, that seems tired and old. If that's what you got, that's
Most
going to fit.
important precedent in New York City politics, which is Michael Bloomberg. That's the
Right.
most important precedent. He ran as an independent twice. Okay,
Right.
can be done. And guess what? There's the super PACs that are lining up to support Eric Adams because of his help with Homan and with the Trump administration are endorsed by Speaker Johnson and endorsed by the Republicans in Washington. He's got money coming in from those sources, so he's got a great shot.